In this video, we will continue with LiveHome 3D, and we're going to explore other architectural elements. And in this case, we're going to talk about windows, we're going to talk about doors, and similar elements that we can insert in our work here in LiveHome 3D. So let's start right away. And you can see I've inserted here also some fencing around and a box, a garage with the door. So let's start from the top of the list. So in the previous video, we worked a little bit with columns, and let's go next. It's going to be doors. Now, there are doors that are good for the entrance, like this one here, for example. And so let me just delete this door. We already actually inserted a door before, so we're going to do it again. So you have different types. You have wooden doors, you have steel doors, and glass doors, and opaque doors, double doors, and also sliding, like more Japanese in this case. And so full glass doors sliding, or doors that are better for closets, walk-in closets. So I'm gonna use, for example, here a double door for the entrance. Now you can, once it's inserted, you can you can flip it. So you can change the opening side, interior, exterior. Well, in this case, we cannot flip it because it's double door, so it's just gonna be the same. And as we saw before, also here in the properties, we can start to change. So we can increase the width and the height together, or we can also unlock the aspect ratio, and we can, well, let's visualize this also in 3D. So right click and show in 3D so we can see better what we're doing. So we can increase the elevation also if you don't want it exactly positioned on the floor. So if you want a small part there, like a small step. And so thickness, also frame thickness if you want bigger and smaller. And split ratio is where you're gonna put the panels. So you can put it more inside, more outside the frame of the door. And this is basically it. So this is good enough for the entrance door. Now let's proceed, and I'm going to show you here also. Well, before we leave the doors, I want to show you here. Down here, you also have like the elevator door. So if you're planning to put an elevator, you have some doors, indicators, and kind of a metal doors here for protection. Also, you have some revolving door like for hotels, and even some fantasy doors like from The Hobbit here, and other more peculiar and specific, eclectic type of doors. Now, if you click here, type and representation, you can go and see how this is represented in 3D. You have rotation. You can also decrease the level of details. Now, if you decrease it too much, it's not going to be too good for your 3D, so be careful here. You can decrease a little bit if you think everything is going too slow, but don't exaggerate, otherwise you're going to lose too many details and it's not going to look good. Otherwise, you can set automatic level of detail, and here you can also change the width, the depth, and the height from here. Now this is the 3D representation of this door. You can also see the number of vertices and triangles. You can go in the 2D and you can pick another type of representation. But if I pick like this one here, which is one door, well, it's not going to be good. But you don't have only this. You can also create a custom image. You can upload a custom image from your computer. So you can basically change the representation of this type of object. So if I say OK, now we will see that this is represented with a single door, which is not good. You cannot represent a door like this because it's squashed, it's not good, it's not well proportioned. So no, we don't want that. Be careful when you change here the type of representation. So I want to go for something like sliding. No, not actually sliding, but let's make a double door, but like more like this for an entrance, kind of a classic style. And that's it. So this is the entrance door. And for the interior doors is the same. Just click and drag and you can position a door. I created here like space for the car, and I created a door to enter this space. So we can enter here by feet, and we can enter with this big one with the car. So let me show you this. So show in 3D, and that's the entrance there for the car. And also there is an external door. So I'm going to show you where to find this. So let's click here and let's continue going down. Dormers, these are for roofs. So we don't have roofs yet. We're going to come here later. And then we have fans. So I've created a fencing here, as you can see. And these are elements that you can repeat. So if I want to continue here, for example, well, I picked the vertical poles. So you have like single poles. You can put one and then copy and paste many times. You have, again, metal fences, stone fences, wooden, more classic, etc., etc. I went for this one here, vertical plank. So I'm gonna click and bring it. Well, sometimes it's better to work in 2D, sometimes in 3D, depends. So I wanna bring it here, but you can see this is kind of a little bit smaller than the one that I'm using, but I just basically increase the size using the width, the depth, and the height. Also, we have elevations. Also, you can rotate it. So I can rotate here 90 degrees or 45 degrees, and then I can flip it. And I'm just going to delete it because I've already created. So once you create one, you can then copy and paste it many times. So I created this module here. So I'm going to Control C, Control V, copy and paste it. And I'm going to bring it here. I'm going to rotate it also directly using the 2D view 90 degrees. And then I'm going to stick it in here to proceed my fencing. So to proceed it, I can zoom a little bit here, do Control C, Control V, and just copy and paste. Once I have two, I can select both using Shift, Control C, Control V, and now I have four, and then I can select them all, and then Control C, Control V, and now I have 8, and you can see it's kind of multiplying uh, quickly all the ones that I need. And we also talk about alignments and distribution in another video. So I'm just gonna, just stop like this. And let's see here what else. So this one here, this garage door, you can find it here. Next one, you can see it's garage door. And you have, again, many types, metal, wooden, with the arcs, opening, with pivoted opening or sliding, and rollers, etc., etc. So for this, let me just delete this. Oops, I deleted the wall. Of course, you need walls when you're placing doors and windows and fixtures like this. So I'm gonna put this one here. And again, I'm gonna use the 2D because it's a little bit better. So if you don't like this, just delete it. Try with another one until you find the one you think it's good for your idea. And also put a big window here, and I'm showing you how to do this in just a second. And let me see. Okay, so let's move on here in the list. Gates. So this is for the fencing. Again, if I show you here, I've chosen this sliding like electric barriers, but you have others. You have like more ancient, like stone gates, wooden. You can have with the steel, iron, and oriental style like Japanese, Chinese, and then you have this more um, like elegant, more classic, modern. I've chosen this one here, spiked sliding gate, and that's it. So I to put this, you don't need a wall. So if I want to put this again, I'm gonna delete it. And I'm gonna go for a sliding gate and position it wherever I want. And it doesn't rotate, so I'm gonna rotate it manually. There we go. And I also need to flip it because that will be the entrance, and make sure that all the spaces are perfectly closed. There you go. And so this is again a gate for cars and other vehicles. Niches, I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation for this, but these are kind of holes in the walls, or more than holes, these are like uh, spaces where you can put shelves, things like that. So this one is one of those, and I'm gonna delete it so I can put it again. So let's put a just horizontal one, and it's kind of big for this, so I'm just gonna click on that blue grip and I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. And let me show you what it is. So right click, show in 3D, and there it is. It's inside my box, and this is the wall. So I can put some shelves in here, or I can make this become a shelf if I make it like a little bit smaller, like let's say 0.5 height. So this is one, and then I can copy and paste this, and maybe I can put more, one on top of the other like this, and make sure that of course they are aligned. So I can create shelves and niches on the wall openings. And I have many types here. I have oblique lines for sloped roofs perhaps. And let me continue here. Next one is openings. We already talked about how to create an opening in different ways. So one way to create an opening was like if I separate here a piece of wall. So if I double click to get inside the wall and I click and drag this grip, I'm basically creating an opening that is like all the way to the ceiling. But if I don't want that, if I don't want to arrive to the ceiling, I can use these openings here and I can adjust them. And you have like rectangular or with triangle top and other shapes and that you want. So I created this one. I want to show you. So right click, show in 3D, which is with an arc. So I created this using this one here, tall rounded. You can use the wide rounded or tall rounded. I'm gonna put it next, which comes and looks like a window more than a door. So what I've done is just change the elevation and put it on the ground, change the height, and also you can maintain the aspect ratio while doing this. And so I've done something like this essentially. And also I created a panel, which could be like a sliding panel right here to close this opening if I want. Now let me delete this so I can show you where you can find this. So these are different openings. So openings, they go all the way through the walls, they create a hole. While niches like this, they have like a thickness. So you can make it as thick as the wall, but it will not show the other side or the other room, or you can make it like more or less deep within or inside the wall, but it will not cut through. If you want to cut through, you need to use the openings. And outdoor, well, I'm gonna talk about outdoor at another time. Shapes. So now these are primitive shapes like the cube and the cylinder. They can help you to create anything like columns or furnishing or like placeholders, frames, arcs, pillars, and other so many different types. And I found some panel here that I can use here. Walls, panels, and is a panel. I sorry, I don't think it's right here. So these are more generic. Let me go here, and we should have another one called panels. There you go. So let's skip the stairs, the swimming pool. Let's go wall panels, and there it is. So these are like panels that you can use to separate rooms. So I've chosen this one here, and I've given it a width and a height, and a thickness also. Don't know why it's not visualizing good. Is kind of let me flip it. Okay, so you can see it now right here. So I used something like this. Of course, I rotated it, and well, you can use these as not like torso walls, but something that can separate two different areas, or you know, you can create a closing sliding panel like this, or any other ideas you have. And finally, we arrive to the windows. So windows are similar to the doors. I position here some windows that are like single windows, classic window. Let me show you this, show in 3D. And then I've adjust the width and the height, just like the doors, the elevation, split ratio. You can flip it, and you can adjust the thickness. And then I have like some more modern, like this. And you can also copy and paste them and create like a curtain wall, like some really long stripe of windows. So you can put them one next to the other, because you only have like two or one or three. So if you put one, then you can like repeat it many, many times. Let me show you here. So this is one. Let's visualize this in 3D. I wanna decrease the elevation, because we are like on the ground floor, so we can put this a little bit down, like 0.7. And this is a glass door, double glass door slidings. It's pretty similar. And once we have one, and we define the width and the height and everything, we can then copy and paste. So Control C, Control V, and just put it one next to the other, and we can have like how many we want. So you're not limited to two or three. You can just create your horn like really modern, long. I think it's called curtain wall, when you have like big windows like this. And you can of course like put it more on the ground, like 0.4. Let me go back here, Control Z, and let me select all of them, and let's put 0.5. So if you want to modify all of them at once, you can do it like this, and let's make it a little bit bigger, so we have some really big windows. And be careful here, because they are overlapping right now, so you don't want them to overlap. So maybe I'll just unlock the maintain aspect ratio. I'm just gonna work with the height, leaving the width as it is, and 2.2. So these are really big windows that show me the outside right here. So you can see I've played with a lot of different types here. Make sure you experiment a lot, because we have others here. You have sliding, pivoted, and also sloped for sloped houses, really big curtain walls, and that's it. So I think this will be good enough for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe to the channel to stay updated, and join the channel if you want to support us, thank us, so that we can create more. Check out other video courses in architecture, 3D modeling, 3D rendering, much more in the channel. So thanks. See you in the next lesson.